Have you ever wondered about the ancient battles that shook the world? From the earliest civilizations, the course of history has been shaped and reshaped by the outcomes of great battles. These clashes of might, intellect and endurance have left indelible marks on the human story, influencing the rise and fall of empires, and defining the world as we know it today. In this journey, we will delve into 7 such epic encounters. The Battle of Marathon, where a few stood against many. The Battle of Thermopylae, a legendary stand of defiance. The Battle of Gaugamela, which saw the rise of a young conqueror. The Battle of Cannae, a masterclass in military strategy. The Siege of Syracuse, a 2-year-long struggle. The Battle of Alesia, a siege that ended an era. And finally, the Battle of Actium, the naval battle that birthed an empire. So buckle up as we take a journey back in time to revisit these monumental events. First stop, Greece, 490 BC, the Battle of Marathon. At this historical juncture, the world watches as the mighty Persian Empire clashes with the city-state of Athens. The stage? The coastal plains of Marathon, a strategic location that provided the Athenians with a home field advantage. The Persian forces, vast and intimidating, were poised to conquer Greece, but the Athenians had other plans. With a force only a fraction the size of their adversaries, the Athenians harnessed the power of strategy, cunning and local terrain to their advantage. Against all odds, the Athenians pulled off a stunning victory, driving the Persian forces back into the sea from whence they came. This battle is a testament to the power of strategy over sheer numbers, showcasing the Athenians' tactical prowess and indomitable spirit. This decisive Athenian victory marked a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars. Fast forward 10 years, we arrive at the legendary Battle of Thermopylae. The year is 480 BC, and King Leonidas of Sparta is about to make a stand that will echo through the annals of history. With a meager force of only 300 Spartans, Leonidas chooses to face the colossal Persian army at the narrow pass of Thermopylae, known as the Hot Gates. The Spartans, renowned for their military prowess and discipline, use the terrain to their advantage, funneling the vast Persian force into a choke point where their numerical superiority counts for naught. For 3 days, these Spartan warriors hold their ground, fighting with a ferocity that belies their small number. But as the story goes, a local resident betrays them, showing the Persians a mountain path that leads behind the Spartan lines. Surrounded and outnumbered, King Leonidas and his Spartans fight to their last breath. Despite their defeat, the Spartans' heroic stand at Thermopylae became a symbol of courage against overwhelming odds. Next we move east to the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BC. Here, Alexander the Great, the young ambitious king of Macedonia, faced his greatest adversary, Darius III of Persia. Despite his army being significantly outnumbered, Alexander was undeterred. He had a knack for turning the odds in his favor. This battle was a chess match of military strategy. Darius's forces were greater in number, but Alexander had the edge in tactical brilliance. He cleverly used the terrain and the enemy's size against them, creating confusion and disarray in the Persian ranks. Alexander's companions charged, breaking through the center of the Persian line, leading to a chaotic retreat of the Persian forces. In the aftermath, Darius fled, leaving his empire in the hands of the victor. This pivotal battle marked the end of the Persian Empire, as vast territories fell under Alexander's rule. The Battle of Gaugamela marked the end of the Persian Empire and the rise of Alexander the Great. We now travel to 216 BC to the Battle of Cannae. In the heart of the Second Punic War, 2 titans clashed on the Italian peninsula: Rome, the burgeoning empire, and Carthage, led by the tactical genius Hannibal Barca. Cannae would be the stage for a military masterstroke that would stun the world. Hannibal, outnumbered, deployed a bold strategy: the double envelopment. His troops, arranged in a crescent formation, advanced, then retreated, drawing the Romans into a trap. As the Roman legions pressed forward, Hannibal's wings closed around them, encircling and trapping the Roman force. The result was catastrophic for Rome. The Roman army, one of the largest ever fielded, was decimated. It's said that Rome lost a staggering 50,000 to 70,000 soldiers that day, a blow from which it took years to recover. Yet, in spite of the devastation, Rome would ultimately prevail in the war. The Battle of Cannae remains one of the greatest tactical feats in military history. Let's go back a few years to 214 BC to the Siege of Syracuse. The grand city of Syracuse, a crucial stronghold and a jewel of Sicily, found itself caught in a violent tug of war between 2 mighty powers of the ancient world, Rome and Carthage. This clash of titans marked a pivotal chapter in the broader narrative of the Second Punic War. In the heart of the city was the ingenious mathematician and inventor, Archimedes. The man of numbers didn't lead troops into battle, but his intellect proved to be a formidable weapon in the city's defense. Archimedes, with his knack for engineering, devised a series of innovative machines and traps that kept the Romans at bay for 2 long years. Imagine colossal cranes known as Archimedes' claws reaching out from the city walls, lifting Roman ships out of the water and toppling them over. Picture mirrors or burning glasses, focusing the sun's rays to set enemy ships ablaze from a distance. Whether these tales are fact or embellished legend, they paint a vivid picture of Archimedes' influence on the battle. But strength and ingenuity alone couldn't hold back the tide of war forever. Syracuse's fate was sealed when Roman soldiers found an unguarded pathway into the city during a festival to the goddess Artemis. The city fell, marking a tragic end to the siege. The siege of Syracuse was more than a clash of armies, it was a battle of wits, a testament to the power of intellect in warfare. Yet it also underscored the harsh reality that even the brightest minds can't always change the course of history. Archimedes' tragic death during the fall of Syracuse marked the end of an era, but his legacy lived on. His inventions, his ideas, and his contribution to mathematics continue to inspire and influence us, even today. The Siege of Syracuse was a major event in the Second Punic War and a testament to the power of intellect in warfare. Our next stop is 52 BC, at the Battle of Alesia. Here, we witness an epic showdown between Julius Caesar, the mighty Roman general, and the fierce Gallic tribes led by Vercingetorix. In a strategic masterstroke, Caesar decided not to charge headlong into the battlefield. Instead, he ordered the construction of an elaborate network of fortifications, effectively trapping the Gallic tribes inside their own stronghold, Alesia. This double wall, stretching for over 11 miles, was a marvel of ancient military engineering, designed to thwart both attacks and escape attempts. Despite a valiant struggle, the Gauls found themselves unable to break free from Caesar's iron grip. Faced with dwindling supplies and a hopeless situation, the Gallic tribes, led by a defeated Vercingetorix, were forced to surrender to Caesar's might. The Battle of Alesia marked the completion of Rome's conquest of Gaul and the rise of Caesar. This was a pivotal moment in history, a turning point that would shape the future of Europe. Finally, we arrive at 31 BC, at the Battle of Actium. Here, on the Ionian Sea's waves, the fate of the Roman Republic hung in the balance. This was the final act in the grand drama that had been unfolding for years, a clash of titans, pitting Octavian against the combined forces of Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Now, picture this: Mark Antony, a seasoned military leader and one half of the ruling triumvirate of Rome, and Cleopatra, the enigmatic queen of Egypt, versus Octavian, the ambitious grandnephew and adopted son of Julius Caesar. The stage was set for a battle that would determine the future of Rome, and by extension, the world. The Battle of Actium was primarily a naval confrontation. Antony and Cleopatra boasted a fleet of large, heavily armed warships, but these proved to be unwieldy in the face of the smaller, more maneuverable vessels commanded by Octavian's general, Agrippa. As the battle raged, Antony's forces found themselves outmaneuvered and outgunned. The turning point came when Cleopatra, seeing the tide of the battle turn against them, decided to retreat, leading her fleet away from the chaos. Antony, in a move that surprised many, chose to follow her, abandoning his men and the battle. This decision spelled the end for Antony. Octavian's forces seized the moment, pressing their advantage and routing the remaining forces. The Battle of Actium ended in a decisive victory for Octavian, a victory that would have far-reaching consequences. The Battle of Actium signaled the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire under Octavian, later known as Augustus. The face of Rome was changed forever, its future now firmly in the hands of one man. The Republic was dead, long live the Empire. And so we come to the end of our journey through some of the most significant battles in ancient history. Battles that shook the world and shaped the course of history.